So here we are as the nation of Babylon. I went ahead and created this country as a custom nation in EU4. For those of you that do have that DLC, I'll go ahead and cover this and show you guys and walk you through how I made this country. For one, I did continue the line of Nebuchadnezzar and also the Chaldean line. In terms of ideas, we have things like technology cost, idea cost, artillery fire because of the archery that Babylon is known for. Of course, walls of Babylon. So we got fort defense, the Tigris and Euphrates. We got dev cost, war carts. So it gives us additional cavalry combat ability, construction cost because, you know, Babylon's kind of known for building a lot of things. We get some goods produced, national unrest thanks to the Code of Hammurabi, and +2 diplomatic reputation. Now, of course, the reason why our country looks the way it does in terms of the provinces and general shape of our borders is because I went for Babylon under the rule of Hammurabi. Additionally, of course, there is no option for a Babylonian style religion in the game. So really the closest thing that I could come up with is Zoroastrianism. Now, before we rebuild the Babylonian Empire and save it from complete and total destruction thanks to all of our nearby neighbors, I want to introduce you guys to a book that's going to teach you how to rebuild civilization from the ground up, and they just so happen to be the sponsor of today's video. I was extremely excited to go ahead and pair up with this book, The Ultimate Guide to Rebuilding Civilization. Within this book, it covers over 180 different important technologies, innovations, all that done throughout human history. And when I mean it covers some of the most important ones, I mean it really goes far in depth on explaining how to do all these things. I mean, for example, it covers topics like agriculture and how to do farming and even use natural herbs for medicine, tools, how to reconstruct some of the different types of hand tools or even more advanced tools, industry, and it basically how a clock works and showing you how to basically reconstruct a clock. And not only that, but this book is completely hand drawn and like this awesome cross between a medieval and early 19th century like caricature style, and I love it. I mean, the book's absolutely beautiful, and it does a great job at explaining everything in there. So if you guys want to get your hands on this book, make sure to scan the QR code on the screen now, or click the link in the description and comment section down below using my code Chairman10 for 10% off your purchase. And now, with all that being said, let's go ahead and rebuild a Babylonian civilization. Now, as you guys could see, I do only have 9,000 troops. And of course, with us being Zoroastrian, a lot of countries are not going to like us too much, especially one of them being Kora-Koyunlu, who is going to be our immediate threat and our immediate rival with 13,000 troops. Additionally, we have Ak-Koyunlu over here, who more often than not ally the Ottomans, and of course they did rival me right at the start here. Another nation that we have to worry about, or maybe not,
hey baby, Lon,
is Ajam, who's actually friendly to me and who will actually be my first friend in the entire game. All that is wonderful. So let's go ahead and rival some of the countries that did rival us, such as Georgia, Hassa, who I probably will invade immediately, Ak-Koyunlu, and I'm thinking that should be good for right now. Oh, and of course, I forgot to mention this, but as Babylon, of course, we are going for restoring the Babylonian Empire, Neo-Babylonian Empire, where it does require us to pretty much own the entirety of the Levant. Now, one more thing I would just want to mention before we actually go ahead and unpause is we are an empire, so that does work out to our advantage here. Because the way I look at it is we are kind of like a fallen empire, but it does help out with our governing capacity with over 600 governing capacity right here. And I mean, money-wise, And some of the estate stuff that we are going to go ahead and do. Sorry, I can't talk today. We're going to do religious state. We're also going to go with Expansionist Zealotry because we are the only Zoroastrian nation in the whole game. And of course, Clerical Education because I do like that one. Umera, we're going to go with Primacy of the Umera, increased levies, and officer rights. As for our merchant guilds, we are going to go indebted to these guys right away. That's right. Because guess what? I do enjoy wars. I especially like fighting a certain nation known as Kora Koyunlu, so at some point we are going to do that, probably right away. We do take out some decent-sized loans at 38 ducats each. Let's go ahead and build up a couple more, well, actually one more infantry, and then we'll hire a free company. And then we will go ahead and build a spy network on Hassa at Koyunlu, and once our diplomat is back, we will go ahead and fabricate a claim on Kora Koyunlu as well. And in terms of a general from our nobility, I mean, we got decently lucky. I mean, he's got 3 fire, 2 shock, 4 maneuver, 2 siege. I like the siege, especially. That in itself is fantastic. Now, let's see what our ruler is. He kind of sucks as a general, and so does our heir. So, our noble general is going to be the breadwinner here. And I am going to go ahead and focus on military at the start here because we want to try and be more advanced than the Ottomans and the Mamluks since we are at a huge disadvantage. And I forgot because we actually get the generic mission tree. Since I built up to my force limit, I get a permanent claim on every neighboring province here. So we actually might, as soon as this guy gets back, yeah, we're just going to go straight into invading at Koyunlu before the Ottomans get over here because I do not want to fight the Ottomans for these guys. Because let me guess. Friendly? Neutral? But they're definitely friendly, and you know that they're going to ally each other. That's just how this stuff goes. Ottomans already allied Ramazan, and of course we got to worry about that alliance. Now I'm thinking what I'm going to do with Koyunlu here is we're going to actually full annex them, and then I'm probably going to end up releasing them back out so they don't hate me as much. I may even release out a Retna over here, so then that way we have some reconquest that we could do against the Ottomans and Karaman as well. Well, that's a little bit unfortunate. I kind of just marched straight into there without really looking, and my free company did just get stack wiped. That's a big old blunder on my part. Let's hire the Kurdish company to come and assist our main army here, but we should be able to win this battle here. Luckily, and I don't know why, but the AI did not want to put their absolute Chad heir here, Uzun, as a general. I mean, if they did, I would be in deep trouble. And I know right now I do have way too many troops on their capital, actually sieging them down right now, but I just don't want to take the chances, dog. They have 7,000 troops. If they're smart, they'll put their heir in charge and hire like a free company or something to come and fight me. But I don't think the AI is going to do that. Because the AI, sometimes they're just not the brightest. I'm going to be honest with you here. All right, and their capital fell pretty easily. Once we get this win, and hopefully a stack wipe, I don't think it will be. But it will be once we get up here to this province. There we go. We could go ahead and have our way and full annex these guys. So let's go ahead, do just that. Boom. They're now incorporated into our country. How many people hate us? Yeah, I mean, Ottomans do. They very much hate us right now, but it's also because they're Turkish over here. And yeah, let's go ahead and release out. I figured I'd be able to release out a Retna, but the game's not letting me. Maybe if I give it a month, maybe the game will allow me to go ahead and do so, because I would very much like that. Oh, they warned me. Okay. Yeah, no, the game won't let me do it. So let's just go ahead and release out Koyunlu. Hello, Koyunlu. I killed you, but welcome back, my friend. And immediately we are going to go ahead and start invading Mushasha over here. This I will take completely for myself. I want their land and I want their money, and they don't have any friends, so yeah, we are going to go ahead and just absolutely demolish them. Okay, so here is something interesting that just happened. Kora Koyunlu decided in all their brainwaves and all their might, really overworking that single brain cell over here to invade Mushasha, who, of course, as you guys know, I am invading as well. I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and vassalize Mushasha. That was not my original intention on these guys. I'm going to take this province for myself. Or I may even just take these two and then vassalize them here. And then we're going to be plunged into a defensive war against Korokoyunlu, which means we can actually get a good chunk of land if we could play our cards right here. And what I'm going to go ahead and do before I actually do that is I'm going to go ahead, set some provinces of interest. So then that way Koyunlu knows that I'm not playing around this time. And yeah, we're going to be able to call them in. So I'm going to set some provinces of interest over here so our ally Ajam knows that, hey, don't touch those provinces because I want them. And now we are in a lovely, lovely defensive war. And now I could call on my friend Ajam, my most dearest, precious friend. In terms of AE, yeah, more people are hating us. I'm A-okay with that. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and pick up strong duchies. There we go. That should fix. That did not fix anything. Mushasha still hates me with all their guts, and that's okay. Because we are going to be gaining more land, and we are going to, afterwards, start playing it a little bit more safe. Unless I decide to destroy Hassa, which kind of on the fence about doing that right away. Oh, and Ormuz over here decided they themselves are going to take out Hassa. You know, I really need to finish this war against Korokoyunlu here because I really want to go in on Hassa. Also, Timurids are kind of sort of dying, even though they are doing decent by invading Ladakh over here. But they are fighting Afghanistan and the Ottomans. And of course, if the Ottomans want military access, they are getting military access through me because I don't want to upset them more than I already have. Also, everybody in the chat or everybody in the comments section, I want you guys to put F for Byzantium because they're dying to rebels and also to the Venetians right now. So, bye, buddy.
Bye. Have a great time.
Also, guess what? We are now the first nation, I think, in the world to get military tech 4. So, yeah, we are the very first nation, unless Korea got it. But, yeah, I think we're good to claim that title as the first one to get Miltech 4. Okay, so for the sake of not getting myself killed, originally I was going to take something like this, just these 5 provinces here. But Mamluks and Ottomans would both join a coalition against me. So in the interest of not dying, I'm just going to simply take these 2 provinces, take all the money I possibly can, and war reparations. And I'm thinking, I mean, I could make them end the overlordship of this country here, Bitless. And yeah, you know what, actually, no, I don't want to do that because I have a bad feeling they're going to ally the Ottomans. Yeah, you know what, we'll just do this. Just give me my 2 provinces, man. And then we're going to chill for a bit here because our war exhaustion is pretty decently high. A little bit higher than Snoop Dogg right now. And yeah, we'll go ahead and core this stuff up, even though I know I just paid the extra admin for the war exhaustion. And we will rival Korokoyunlu and the Timurids. And like I said, we're going to chill. We have a lot of AE. A lot of people hate us for one reason or another. One of them being that we are Zoroastrian, and then we kind of sort of took over a decent amount of land already. So yeah, we'll go ahead, chill, do some nation building now, huh? One thing I definitely want to make sure that I do here is build a fort or castle in my capital in Baghdad, or in our case, Babylon. And I'm pretty sure that's where Babylon is. Otherwise, I just clicked on a random province and just said, that's where Babylon is. Yeah, it's like roughly in that area. It might be a little bit closer to this province in Wasit or something, but we'll just say Baghdad. But yeah, so I want to make sure I build a fort here. I mean, or yeah, really just a fort because it is our capital. And then when you actually build a fort here, you are going to get a little bit better of a defense in this province as well. And of course, it is farmlands, which means there's not really any disadvantage for anybody to siege down this province. So that actually gives us some sort of defensive advantage, even though it's really not much. Yes, and here come the coalitions. Now, oh no, Hisan Kaifa did ally Ottomans. What? That I did not expect that. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I didn't expect them or anticipate for that to happen, but whatever. So interesting election and interesting development here. Austria is no longer the emperor.
Huh?
Hesse is. So hello, Hesse.
Hello.
And Ormuz finally took the province of Katif, which means, yeah, they're now our new neighbor, and I can't invade them because the Mamluks have warned me. And they kind of sort of took out Shamar, so there's no way I'm going to be able to invade Ormuz, at least for now. But what I am going to be doing, since I am going to be kind of chilling right now, I'm going to build up my manpower, and I'm going to wait and see if the Ottomans get weaker than they already are. See, Afghanistan kind of messed up here. Just a little bit. Because they're the only ones fighting for their independence. I guess Transoceania wanted to get free, but now they don't really care to. But Timurids are, I'm thinking, is probably going to actually win this war. Surprisingly. I genuinely think that if they just simply get their capital back, they may end up winning this war. But Ottomans are still fighting with no manpower and decent amount of troops. And again, if I see that their numbers dwindle down, we may end up invading the Ottomans right away because I just want to take care of these guys and get them out of here as fast as possible. Once the Ottomans are gone, we're going to have a good, fun time. And I mean, so far, after just simply conquering a couple provinces, vassalizing Akkoy and Mushasha, we could have about 21,000 troops after I lowered the autonomy. We're also making some little bit more money, even though our army maintenance is down, but almost 3 ducats if our army maintenance is completely down. So far, the only other country I can ally would actually be Georgia, and I'm not opposed to it. Currently, they are fighting a defensive war because Samtskhe over here did get invaded by Karakoyunlu, but I am kind of tempted to join, or at least ally these guys. Yeah, you know what, we'll ally them. And hopefully they don't call me in, but I have a bad feeling they're going to go ahead and call me in, because that's how the AI works, even though I have a truce, and the AI would never join if they had a truce with Karakoyunlu. What did I just say? Put me in, coach. Here we go. We're fighting Karakoyunlu again. And guess who was horribly wrong about who was going to win that independence war? Me. Because Afghanistan just completely cut the Timurids into 4 pieces if you count the Indian part that's about to break away. And Ottomans just officially entered that coalition against us, so everybody in Anatolia kind of sort of hates me now. And I don't want to get too heavily more involved into this war because I do have no manpower, and I really don't want to fight the Ottomans right now with 40,000 troops. And even though they don't have manpower and they have rebels, that is just something I am not interested in whatsoever. Also, Georgia, you are welcome for me literally coming over here to just completely save you, because that is literally what just happened. Karakoyunlu still had 13,000 troops, and now they only have 2.2 thousand troops. So, you're welcome, Georgia. You're welcome. So, out of that war, I gained nothing, but Georgia did release out Sauron and Marega over here. So yeah, let's go ahead and take out Sauron. Yeah. Even though that might put me over the... no, I should be okay. We'll just go ahead and invade him real quick. Tier 2 government reform. We are going to go with strength and noble privileges. I want as much manpower as possible because our current manpower pool is garbage. And we are doing a lot of fighting right now, and we need more men if we're going to fight the Ottomans later. Now, I will just take these 3 provinces from Sauron. I'm not going to full annex them. I'm not going to be expanding too much into Persia just yet, but at some point we will be. I'm now going to go ahead and begin annexing Akkoyunlu, so then that way it does boost up our development quite a bit. That does, again, put us into a direct border with the Ottomans. I'm kind of okay with that. I think that once we get manpower, we should be able to kind of handle them. We are ahead of them, actually, of military tech. They're at 4. We are at 5. I want to keep it that way. You know what? I am very sad, especially because Ajam decided to betray me at this point. Why Ajam? Because Fars is declaring independence from Timurids? Like, dog, you don't need to be doing that right now. You need to be helping me against these guys. Oh my god. This is not going to be good. Sure, I'm a whole mil tech ahead, but like, dog. Come on. It's the freaking Ottomans. What else am I supposed to do here other than just go heavily into debt and literally fight for my life at this point? What makes this even worse, too, is that it's a punitive war, meaning that they declared the coalition CB on me, so now I have to win every battle. If I'm losing battles, I'm not going to be winning this war at all. And that makes it so much worse because it's the Ottomans who have a guaranteed +5 discipline right off the bat. And I don't know if you guys remember my ideas, but they're all about technological innovation, and I don't get any military bonuses until literally the third idea. Oh, Jean, I freaking hate you, dog. So not only were they friendly to me, but they broke that alliance because of Fars. They just rivaled me. Jean, we are about to have problems if I survive this, dude. We're going to have major problems. So what I'm doing right now is I'm playing hard to get. I also just burned down my capital here, Scorched Earth it, and marching back over to Akkoyunlu's capital, which is a Highlands fort province, which does make things easier actually to defend them. And I have won one battle against the Ottomans, but it was when I outnumbered them like 2-1. So, and now they're on par with me in terms of mil tech, so I don't know. Oh my god, my air just died, no! Everything's just falling apart right now, man. Oh my god. He got replaced by Abraham, who's just barely average. Just barely, man. So far, my little hit and run tactics are actually working out here because Ottomans, they're just now kind of getting back into having manpower. Their exhaustion's high. I stacked wiped Shirvan. I stacked wiped Karaman's troops earlier. That's why their manpower's super low. So, I mean, hit and run tactics, that's the way to go here. And sure, yeah, I'm going to be going even more into debt. Not exactly the start I wanted, but gotta do what you gotta do in order to survive, I guess. And so far, I did just do kind of a risky battle here. I'm gonna see if I can maybe stack wipe these guys as they march up north. But Ottomans, out of manpower again. And oh, they're gonna be able to get onto those boats. Darn it. Alright, we're gonna march towards our capital. It looks like they're actually going here or towards this marsh province. And that army over here, I mean, if I could beat them up and get a good battle on them, we'll be A-okay to go. Because we are at currently 29% war score. And that's from us winning the majority of these battles. So we just got to keep it up. We just got to keep winning. Always winning. Sorry if you guys hear my guinea pig in the background. He's munching on some veggies. This is not the time, Biscuit. All right, here we go. Fighting in Baghdad. Come on, boys. Oh, yeah, that's actually really good. They have the better discipline. We have equal morale, but I'm assuming my general is just better. Yeah, so we just won that battle. Is there any way we could get a stack wipe? Probably not, but I'll still pursue their army if I possibly can. 12 loans. I could have 35. What's my AE like? Do I take land from the Ottomans out of this war? Do I like... or even just all their money and try and bankrupt these guys? Because I need something to go for me here. I might take all their money, honestly. We are going in on this Ottoman army. Come on, come on. Beat them up, beat them up. Stack wipe. Oh, we're going to be able to stack wipe them. Let's go leave them with, like, no troops. Yes! Then we have 13,000 troops. Oh, this is perfect. And screw you, Ajam, for invading Karakoyunlu. Oh, man, if I just beat up this army down here, they're done. Ottomans are about to have a horrible game. Oh, this is wonderful. Now I could be aggressive. There we go. Get those freaking wins, man. And let's stack wipe them and get them out of here. That would be awesome if I could basically entice a nation like Poland to invade. I mean, Poland's doing good. Poland's doing their thing over here. They don't have Lithuania, but they're doing their thing. And Georgia's not feeling as good about this war anymore. You know what? I'm okay with that. You do your thing, Georgia. If you need a dip, get out of here. Just don't drag down my war score, please. Oh, yeah, there you go, Ajam. Get a peasants' war. You deserve that, Ajam. I thought we were going to be the bestest of friends, but you ruined it. And now I want to watch your country just burn to a bunch of peasants. And that's exactly what we're going to do, is just watch as you collapse. And you're not even allied to Fars anymore. In fact, Fars rivaled you. Okay, so far, I'm loving this peace deal. I'm only going to be able to do like a 35, maybe 39% peace deal. I'll talk about it in a sec here. We are going to get 1,000 ducats, war reparations from the Ottomans. And that's basically going to fix most of our economy woes, as I just paid off like most of my loans. We're going to disband our mercenary armies. And we should. Yeah, we are making money all of a sudden. Oh, this is great. Let me get rid of this advisor. We are almost capped out on mill here. We're going to have to start deving up in our capital, but this is great. And that should ruin the Ottomans for quite some time. I mean, look, we're even getting almost 3 ducats every single month from these guys. Oh, this is beautiful. And they don't have any troops, and that leaves them in a really, really tough position. Also, gotta love the fact that Ajam integrated Luristan. But because Karakoyunlu is having so many rebel problems, Luristan is back. So if I want, and I kind of want, I could vassalize these guys right now. And then they have rebels in Ajam who have a chance to break free. And if not, I could at least use them to reconquer a lot of this stuff and get into Persia. With us being so far in terms of military tech, because we're at 6, we're really far behind in terms of Diplo. We are going to focus on a military technology first. I'm thinking we're going to do aristocratic first. It's going to sync up well with our war carts idea here. So we're going to have 30% cavalry combat ability. That dev cost and manpower modifier is going to be fantastic. Extra diplomat's always good. Monthly autonomy change and leader siege will be nice also. And after that, I'm thinking we're probably going to go with like innovative ideas and then potentially espionage if I decide to go all in on cavalry combat ability. But we'll definitely do innovative and then 50-50 espionage or maybe diplomatic. And then we're definitely going to go with either offensive or quality ideas. Oh, would you look at that? Ajam just formed Persia. Of course you did. And let me guess, you're probably friendly Ottomans? Yeah, you're definitely trying to ally the Ottomans. I could tell. I really don't want you to, but I could see that you're trying to. And guess what I'm going to go ahead and do, guys? We are going to go ahead and invade Ormuz with no intention of taking anything from Ormuz, but instead beating up on Persia, who's allied to Nagai, Shirvan, Afghanistan, Khorasan, and of course Ormuz. Me and Persia roughly equal strength. I have the better Miltech. They have like 3,000 more guys than me. We should be okay. I'm going to try and get the cores back for Luristan out of this war and break some alliances from these guys. I don't want Persia to become too strong. I really don't want them to ally the Ottomans either. That's horrible. And I mean, here's our very first battle against these guys. It's going to be grasslands. They're going to get a river crossing penalty. They have the better morale. My guys just have better tactics and better tech. So yeah, that was a pretty easy battle. Let's try and fight them here. Oh, they don't want to fight in Elam. Never mind. And so what? Maybe I want to take down your country a little bit. You know, it kind of needs to happen. All right, and Mamluks did take technically the war goal out of this, but again, I really don't have any ambitions of doing anything to Ormuz. This is mainly about Persia. Now, one thing that does kind of worry me is that the Mamluks would see that I'm low on manpower and maybe invade me, but I'm 2 techs ahead of them. And Ottomans I got a truce with until 1468? When is it? 1470. So we got a little bit with them. So far, I went ahead, hired the Free Company. They tried to siege down my capital. The Persians did. And it ended up with them getting absolutely demolished here. And now they only have 6,000 troops and no manpower, which means don't be surprised if Transoceania decides to become a little hostile towards Persia here. Okay, interesting development here. Ottomans are invading Karaman, which means that the Mamluks are super weak. And I am very tempted to go ahead and beat up on the Mamluks since they only have 11,000 troops. But at the same time, we all know what's about to happen here. Ottomans are about to get a lot of land. And I still need to build up manpower, even though I have a truce with them for the next 3 years. But it's a weird position. You know, obviously I want to invade the Ottomans, but also I don't want to be too weak. And also, what the hell is going on over here? Why, Bohemia, why do you have a lot? Oh. So Bohemia, Persal, Union, Hungary. And then invaded Wallachia and now invading Bosnia. Okay. And Oldenburg inherited all of Burgundy. Why?
What the hell is going on?
Okay, so with Persia, and this is just kind of something funny or interesting I found. If you try to return these cores back directly to your vassal here, it's going to give you more AE. But if I just click these as if I'm conquering them, it gives me less AE. And I could take 100 ducats from these guys. So yeah, yay, Persia, it's ours. Like, well, Luristan's cores are now ours. Yay. Also, Akkoyunlu's gone, guys. So interesting alliance development here. I could actually ally Ethiopia. I like this. That's a good ally that helps me box in the Mamluks a little bit more. Even though the Mamluks are getting boxed out by the Ottomans right now. But again, that I do like that alliance. Ethiopia is typically pretty decently strong. They did take religious ideas, which is a pretty good idea. And I completely forgot about religious ideas, and that's probably going to be our next idea set. Not innovative, but religious. Finally, I could go ahead, buy the Renaissance from a nation like Cyprus over here. We're finally going to start getting a little bit more caught up in terms of tech and obviously get that institution penalty away. You know, it's only 1470, and I feel like we've done a lot so far. I don't know, just a lot more than usual in a lot of these campaigns. Tier 3 government reform, we are going to go with expanded royal court. Get more reform progress, get an additional advisor, all that good stuff. Another interesting development, I could go ahead and ally Tunis. So there we go. We got Tunis over here, and now we really did box in the Mamluks. They're not even allied to the Ottomans for once, which is very, very surprising. Oh no. You're on your own, man. I don't want to fight these guys right now. I really don't. And yeah, you helped me in my defense in my hour of need, but no, I don't want to. Also, another fascinating development, Delhi took out Afghanistan. And yeah, Afghanistan's a little one province minor. They literally expanded all into Afghanistan. So Delhi normally has a pretty darn good game, and it's making my game even worse as they expand this way. Oh, here we go. I can finally get rid of Hiss and Kaifa because the Ottomans would not help him out. Oh, great. Yeah, no, this is perfect because I was invading what's left of Korakoyunlu, and now this gives me a chance to get rid of a little thorn in my side. Okay, so after those most recent couple wars, this is kind of what the landscape is looking like here. Mamluks did integrate Syria, and because I took over Akkoyunlu, they actually own this province right here, Ar-Raqqa, and I could actually release out Syria as a subject, which means I could use them to reconquer a bunch of cores between both the Ottomans and the Mamluks. Finally, I embraced the Renaissance, so I mean that definitely made things a little bit easier. Persia is no longer a valid rival for us now. And I could only really rival either Lithuania or Delhi, both of which I do not want to rival, but I guess we'll do Lithuania. Alright, we're going to do something a little bit interesting here. We're going to go ahead, invade our former ally Georgia. We're going to take these two provinces, release out Armenia, we're going to vassalize Georgia. I'm allied to Shirvan. Shirvan owns some cores from Georgia. I'm going to get those back from them. And I could use Georgia and Armenia basically to beat up on the Ottomans over here. And the Ottomans are invading Karaman again, which means the Mamluks are being invaded yet again. And I mean, they have equal numbers, but the Ottomans just have the better tech by 2. So Mamluks really don't stand a chance. But if I do see the Ottomans dip below a certain number, I might be enticed to go ahead and invade them. Potentially. Nice. I did just secure a pretty decent vassal in Khorasan. It's not even necessarily that they have good ideas or anything like that. It's actually more the fact they have a ton of cores, and eventually in their missions they do get a good amount of claims that I could use, obviously, to take down most of Persia and the Khorasan regions. And honestly, I am debating about invading Fars. Because Mamluk, I mean, I don't know why the Mamluks would still join this war. Maybe once they're no longer willing to join that war, I'm just going to go ahead and invade Fars, because I do want to take, I mean, they have a good amount of development. It'll take one war to full annex this country. And yeah, it'll put me closer to Delhi over here. But I mean, is that really such a bad thing? I mean, Delhi, despite their size, actually seems a little bit weaker. I feel like I've kind of overestimated how strong Delhi actually is. And there we go. Mamluks officially would not help out Fars. This is great. I could beat up on both of them and Transoceania. Let's go ahead and do just that. I should be able to still full annex them unless they devved up once. No. Hopefully they don't gain any development during this war. Okay, so I did get a couple cores back from my boy Khorasan over here from Transoxiana. And yeah, I was originally going to full annex Fars here, but that means I'm going to get a coalition of a lot of people. So if I just simply don't take these two provinces, oh, actually, never mind. Ottomans would still join. That's probably because I did take those cores over here. Ooh, that may be a problem. Now, if I scornfully insult, oh, I can't even do that because my prestige is garbage. Oh no, darn it! I really want to full annex Fars. If not, I mean. I could do something like this and be okay with this, I guess. That's fine. We're pushing into Persia a bit more. That's okay. Okay, so bit of a big issue here. My troops are stuck over here. I didn't even think about that. I should have waited till my guys came home before I made peace. Oh no. I might have to start a war. I legitimately might have to start a war in order to just like fix that. I could probably take on Delhi. The Mamluks, maybe. I mean, Delhi's not looking too good. I'm going to be honest with you. They're really not looking too good. I just don't want to fight the Ottomans because I already know what's going to happen. I'm going to declare that war and I'm going to get decked on. Same thing if I invade Persia here. So I guess the only thing I could do is either just keep my army split up over here for now or delete my army and rebuild it over here. I don't want to do either of those options because that costs a lot of money. You know, I realized a couple different things here that I should be doing. For one, tier 4 government reform, I need to be doing the embrace the concept of free will because all of a sudden heretic and heathen provinces no longer give me any penalties, so I actually don't have to take religious ideas. That in itself is fantastic. Secondly, once I get a little bit more governing reform here, I need to swap over to representatives of the crown. That means that my vassals and marches are going to give me more money, they're going to give me more troops, and they're also going to go ahead and give me an additional Diplo relations slot, which is great, because I have a lot of these guys. Man, I'm starting to get boxed in everywhere. I'm starting to come to this realization. I mean, Ottomans, Muscovy, natural alliance right there. Shirvan, Ottomans, yep. Ormuz, Ottomans, yep. Mamluks, they're allied to Yemen and Hadramut. They're also in a coalition against me. Persia, allied to both Ormuz and Shirvan. And realistically, that's the only nation I'd actually be able to fight. And I mean, Ottomans, they're neutral towards Persia, but I would not count it out that potentially that they're eventually going to become friendos, which obviously I don't want because two-front war between the two. I mean, a one-front war against the Ottomans is rough enough. You add in a second front with Persia, which is all mountains. Yeah, it's not a good time at all. Now this is a war I could deal with because, I mean, it's on the other side of the Mediterranean, but it's on the other side of the Mediterranean, so I don't necessarily have to get super involved here. Finally, I could pick up my second idea group. I'm thinking, I was talking about religious ideas earlier. However, with us taking the one government reform, I guess we technically don't really need this. I mean, the Deus Vult CB is fantastic, obviously, but I mean, we're not even getting penalized from owning anything that's not Zoroastrian. And realistically, I feel like innovative ideas might be the move here. I mean, even innovative ideas themselves, great. I love them. you add that in with the policy with aristocratic, you get that 20% production efficiency. Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably more the route that we are going to go. So because we are Zoroastrian and we have embraced the concept of free will, tier 4 government reform here, we get access to these 3 buttons. And this one in particular gives us additional development costs and also an additional monthly Diplo power. And we could go ahead and invite nations like Shirvan into our community, and now they are Zoroastrian. Now, you see, the province of Shirvan over here, I do really want to get, because Baku Ateshka over here gives us an additional 10% discipline, more culture conversion cost, which is pretty nice, and at 5% land fire damage and minus 10% fire damage received. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. We need that. We need that, especially if we're going to be fighting a nation like the Ottomans, and it's going to keep our army up to date the entire time. Oh, there we go. So both the Mamluks and Persia finally just left that coalition. Dude, I've been just sitting here, just waiting. And finally, we could go to war. And not only that, I could actually beat up on Ormuz, which, of course, they're allied to the Ottomans and Persia. I want them to break their alliance with the Ottomans. That's like first and foremost. But, yeah, let's go ahead and invade these guys. We'll do a reconquest for Yerevan. So far, this has been a really easy war. I mean, Persia, their troops, they're kind of garbage, man. I mean, sure, I'm ahead of them by like 2 mil tax, and I got decent cav combat, but like with 15%. But I don't think it should be like this bad. I'm wiping the floors with their guys. We had equal numbers at the start here. Key word here, had equal numbers. Now they're just very, very weak. We are going to keep the aggressive expansion to a minimum in this war. I'm just going to be taking provinces that are pretty much cores. These 2 are provinces that I personally want. This is a core of Khorasan, and of course, Armenia are going to get these 2 provinces. I'm also going to get 500 ducats out of this, which is lovely because that's just going to help me pay off some more loans. And AE-wise, yeah, I mean, some people are upset, obviously. And honestly, I'd even be okay if this is like the furthest east we go, because I mean, I'm not really worried about Persia. I mean, it is free real estate and free development at this point, but I really want to get into beating up on the Ottomans. The issue is there just hasn't been really a time for me to go ahead and invade the Ottomans. And what makes it worse is they just picked up quality ideas. They're almost done with quality ideas. So they're going to have a guaranteed 110% discipline, along with 25% cavalry combat ability. And then, of course, they have their Janissary units. So it's going to be a disgusting mess trying to fight these guys. Well, would you look at that? We're finally a great power here, guys. Oh, finally, we're number 8. Does that mean that we're actually going to be able to land a good alliance with somebody? Probably not. I mean, Austria's done. Bohemia isn't rivaled to the Ottomans. The only nations that don't like the Ottomans that are European are literally just the Venetians, the Polish, and the Lithuanians. And the chances of me getting either one of those guys are like next to 0 right now. So I got to rely entirely on myself. Which, I mean, I could have almost 50,000 troops. I'm assuming Ottomans are probably closer to like 70. 80. Ottomans could have up to 80,000 troops. So we're kind of getting there. You know what? We're just kind of chilling right now. We're going to go ahead and invade the Mamluks. We're going to do a reconquest war for a bunch of Syrian cores. We're going to call in Ethiopia. We're going to outnumber these guys. And I'm going to see how much of the Levant I could actually take. That also prevents the Ottomans from getting access to that Ottoman invasion CB, where they could just puppet the entirety of the Mamluks. Which, I don't know about you guys, but kind of don't want them to do that, because that would mean my certain demise. And here come the Ottomans. All right, with my Mamluk war, we're going to do something like this, kind of cut the Ottomans off a little bit from the coast. We're also going to be taking Jerusalem, and all of this is going to go to my subject Syria, and we are going to be taking roughly 500 ducats. And in terms of AE, yeah, it's going to be the 3 nations that hate us typically the most, go figure. And I don't know what the Ottomans just did to these guys, but I absolutely hate this, man. Look at this. Ormuz got these provinces. Don't know why they didn't get anything from Hassa area. Mamluks, they lost the delta to the Ottomans. I'd imagine that they're going to station guys here, and if not, they at least have a ton of boats to get guys here and back. So Ottomans aren't going to be losing that anytime soon. Oh my god, the poor Mamluks, just their game's over. Wasn't anticipating that. I mean, I got a decent alliance going on, but yeah, Ottomans want to wombo over Armenia, I guess. So here we go, womboing over Armenia. Oh my god. Oh, game, why you gotta do this to me today? It's just one of these days. And much like my first war against the Ottomans, what I'm going to have to do here is kind of like guerrilla warfare. Basically bully whatever Ottoman army is like split away over here. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We're attacking the guy in Van. I mean, even being 2 mil techs ahead, that was still not like a really good, impressive battle. Like, you know, it wasn't decisive like how I would like it to be. And it looks like we're going to get kind of lucky here because a pretty decent-sized stack of Ottoman troops just retreated into our territory, and they're done for. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Okay, knocking them down. A little bit under 60,000 troops. I'll gladly take it. Finally. Yeah, my war is finally over here. Oh, great. Yeah, now it's going to be a party. Now it's going to be a party, especially since the Ottomans are attritioning themselves to death on the province of Van. It is winter time. It's a drylands province. I wish that the fort was here in Bayezid. I mean, I could delete the fort here and put one right there, and that'll really take the Ottomans down the size in terms of manpower. But hey, I'll take whatever I could get right there. And I mean, if they're just going to be sitting on that fort in the middle of the winter time, by all means, be my guest. Frickin' Russia's in this war. Oh my god, Russia, why? I mean, I'm ahead of them in terms of tech too, but still, like, do I really want to march all the way up to Moscow? I mean, I guess I kind of have to. I mean, that's one way to definitely break that alliance, is if I just siege down Russia and get them out of here. Because I'd imagine... Oh, even Ormuz is in here? All right, here's what we're going to have to do. I just took out a bunch of burgher loans. We're going to hire the independent army. And we're going all in on this. I did just lose a battle up here. Almost beat the Ottomans, by the way, but the Russians did reinforce their army. And now they're forced to march all the way to Tbilisi. And actually, the smarter move here would be actually spawning that army right here in Koi. So then that way I could quickly get over there and defend my larger army, and then hopefully don't get stack wiped by some stupid Russian army. The Ottomans straight up assaulted the city of Van over here, and guess what? There's like nobody defending this city, so I'm going to barrage the walls. I'm assaulting the walls, and we should take it, less than a month. So all of a sudden now we got a bunch of war score back, and I'd imagine the Ottomans, they're probably fighting a battle right now. And because of that, they did gain some enthusiasm, but I mean, their manpower is gone, dude. Their manpower is gone, and all I gotta keep on doing is, for one, hope that my allies could just simply knock Ormuz out of this war. That would be great, because then all these guys could, you know what, finally turn their attention this way. Hopefully focus the Ottomans, because actually Muscovy is the stronger one, believe it or not, between the two of these nations right now. And then hopefully we can break that alliance, because I don't want to keep fighting Muscovy and the Ottomans together. That's like one of the worst alliances like that happens in this game every now and then. Finally, Ormuz out of this war. We're able to get them to break that alliance with the Ottomans and get 300-something ducats. That actually helps out a lot. That postpones me taking another loan. Now, Muscovy, because we did peace out another nation, our war score did drop a little bit, but their alliance should be a little bit weaker, and therefore the Muscovites shouldn't be wanting to stay in this war that much longer. Okay, we can white peace Muscovy out of this war. They're like out of manpower now. It's just us versus the Ottomans, like how it should have been from the start here, man. And you know what? I did just lose a battle against Muscovy, but that's what drained their manpower to get them out of this war. And now we can focus literally everything into the Ottomans. Oh my god, yes! Another Ottoman army about to be stack wiped. Yes, good job, Armenia. So now they only have 30,000 troops. This is their entire army right here. Oh, yes. Glorious days. Come here, Ottomans. Come here. Yes. Yes. Just, yep, there we go. Oh, perfect. You love to see it. You love to see them just have a horrible game from here on out. And it would be absolutely awesome if freaking Venice decided to grow a pair and invade the Ottomans. But I think they recently just got beat up as well, too. So I don't expect much from them. And I see that Poland actually just took over most of Hungary. Oh my goodness. Okay, Poland. Now, if you can invade the Ottomans, that would be the best case scenario. All right, so we're going to take an 89% peace deal from the Ottomans. We're going to give Syria all their cores back, make the Ottomans break their alliance with Muscovy, and they're going to be paying us over 1,100 ducats. And in terms of aggressive expansion, it's only 49 AE. And honestly, I could not have been happier with the way that war went. I thought that was going to end so much worse than what it did. And we were actually able to take the majority of the Levant areas that we want. I mean, obviously, Mamluks, I just want these 3 more provinces. Maybe this little area here, but man, we are almost there, guys. We have almost completed our goal of like restoring the Neo-Babylonian Empire. It's 1531, so third idea group time. I'm thinking we're either going to go with influence or diplomatic. Realistically, I feel like diplomatic's kind of the better option here. I actually really like diplomatic ideas, plus the cheaper advisors all the way across the board. Otherwise, influence ideas with innovative ideas does give us less AE, cheaper advisors. Aristo, more vassal forcement. We're going to go with Diplo. I like Diplo ideas the most. And there you are, Poland. Frickin' finally, dog. Finished them off. Finish them off, especially since you got Lithuania helping you. Just end them. End them. Nice. All right, nice. The Venetians are getting in on this. So in other words, Ottomans are done, guys. All thanks to my efforts of basically death warring, the Ottomans are officially done. And then because I can, we're just going to go ahead and invade the Mamluks. I'm going to take these provinces over here. And then I'm, of course, going to take these 3 over here. Oh, I thank you, Poland. They actually released out Samtske and Imereti over here. So, Georgia, we could get you your cores back, buddy. And what did I tell you guys? At some point, this was going to happen in which Persia decided to ally the Ottoman Empire. And not only that, but the Ottomans are guaranteed by Russia because Russia didn't like the fact that the Ottomans are completely collapsing all their rivals. And I mean, even if I were to invade Persia at this point, I mean, I guess maybe it'd be a struggle. Actually, not that bad. It's just mainly Ormuz. And even Baluchistan's not really. Yeah. I also wonder, though, if the Ottomans may be on the verge of bankruptcy as well, too. So maybe that'll be one of our last wars that we do here. I definitely do want to take at least one more big chunk out of the Ottomans, too. We are going to go ahead and do another quick war against the Mamluks because I realized based on my map, I'm kind of sort of missing this area right here. So, I have a truce with them. So as soon as my truce is over in October, we're going to go ahead and invade them for this little area. Now, this is interesting. Russia is invading Nagai. Nagai is allied to Persia. Persia is allied to the Ottomans. So now that they're at war with each other, they can't be in the same war as each other. So how is this going to work? Let me let the month tick over first and foremost. And then I'm thinking we actually are going to just go ahead and try this. I mean, they're at war with each other, so why not? All right, so Persia didn't join, but Russia did. Not my first choice on which country would have joined that war, but okay, whatever. So far, this war isn't necessarily like the worst, but definitely you could tell the difference between Russian troops and the Ottoman troops right now. Ottoman troops, not the best. The Russian troops, surprisingly, are the better ones out of the bunch. They actually have 115% discipline right now. And I had to fire my morale armies guy and hire a discipline advisor because I kind of sort of don't have anything giving me discipline right now. And now Persia joined the freaking war. Okay, Persia. I mean, I can already almost get them out of this war, but I mean, that's just so annoying. Finally, all right. now it's just me versus Russia and the Ottomans. And stupid Russia is what's keeping this war going, because the Ottomans, they're out of manpower. They're pretty weak. But the Russians, dude, they just keep on going. They keep trucking. But they are feeling medium in terms of this war. So I guess if I just keep beating up their army and they just keep punching my face, eventually they're going to get tired, right? I mean, I hope. And of course, Poland's going to go ahead and invade the Ottomans, but they don't even have to deal with Russia because they're no longer guaranteeing their independence, because of course Russia just wanted to mess with me at this point. Finally, I could wipe peace out Russia. Oh my God. All right, finally. Just us versus the Ottomans, as it should have been at the very start of this stupid war, man. See, and this is all I really wanted out of this stupid war, was just this. So there we go. We finally have this little corner that so many people died over. Now I can pay off a bunch of my loans, and we're going to start gearing up for a war against the Mamluks in a minute here. Actually, I'll just go ahead and deck on them now, because Delhi's very far behind me in terms of tech. Mamluks are pretty close, but I only need this small area, so let's just do it. And finally, we integrated Syria, meaning in 1558, we have completely restored the Babylonian Empire and then some. So we literally got everything on this map here. But we also went a little bit past the Zagros Mountains and also into the Arabian Peninsula and a little bit further into the Caucasus up here. Now this leaves our country being the 7th greatest power in the game. Now, after a month, it'll update and I'll become the 6th greatest power in the game with 713 development. Our economy, I'll be honest, that's one part of this campaign I was extremely surprised by. Our economy has sucked the entire time. Technology, it's been hit or miss, which is very surprising since we got the tech cost here, we got the tech cost here. It's just, we just have not, for whatever reason, gotten decent enough rulers. I mean, look at this guy. He's a 222. At one point, I had somebody who was like a 401 and stuff. So it's just, I could blame the game, I could blame that stuff, but I'm not going to worry about it. But regardless, our tech's not where I would want it to be, but our empire and its borders are exactly where I want it to be. And look at that beautiful blue. And look at that, we even got some more stuff with our subjects in Khorasan and Georgia and Avaria. And overall, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Chairman out.